What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, Gibson Gamer, and today we are back with Planet Zoo. So in this episode, we are going to build a Malayan tapir. Is it tapir? 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 I don't know. I'll figure it out by the end of the video. But anyways, we're going to start on that. So for this build, I decided to take inspiration from the Malayan tapir, whatever, zoo habitat in the Beijing Zoo. So I'll pop up a picture right now. So I wanted to really recapture what that habitat looked like, but instead of it being circular, it's more square. Don't worry, not all habitats will be square-like. But this one it was just a coincidence because I was trying to fill up this blank space. So I decided, let's put a habitat in there. So I decided to start with the rock kind of bases. I went for the more rubble kind of rock instead of like natural rock, just to make it stand out more. So now I added poles attached to some mesh, just so you don't reach your hand in there. And the Malayan tapir, I don't know how to say it, bro. I'm gonna get it right by the end of this video, I promise. But it's so that guests don't reach into the habitat and get bit or anything. Even though that wouldn't happen in the game, it's just a more realism thing. Now, after that, you gotta, of course, make the actual habitat. So I added the null barriers, which if you don't play Planet Zoo, are basically these invisible barriers that allow you to make all kinds of customizable or customized fences for your park. And then after that, I added a gate, so I had to redo this part, which wasn't super difficult. I just redid the rock thing. Actually, no, it took me a while because I have a little bit of I don't actually have OCD, but I was like really struggling. Like, do I put it there? Because there's clipping. Because see the clipping right there. But I eventually just said forget it, and I just let it clip. No, I personally have never been to the Beijing Zoo, but from what I saw from the pictures and the references, there was screens on every side of the habitat. So we're adding some screens for information screens so that people learn more about the Malayan tapirs. I also decided to add some conservation boards because, unfortunately, the Malayan tapirs are endangered due to deforestation and habitat loss. And sadly, there's only around 2,000 to 3,000 Malayan tapirs left in the world. So hopefully, soon we can raise that population up and they'll be able to survive and continue as a species. But, these animals are so... They're different. I'll say that. They're very different. I haven't seen any animal like it, and it'd be very hard to lose them. So hopefully they'll make a comeback. And actually, a fun fact about Malayan tapirs is that they're most closely related to rhinos and horses. Now, a lot of people think they're mostly related to elephants, but they're more related to rhinos than they are to elephants, which is pretty crazy to think about. Another thing, and I didn't even know about the Malayan tapir until I played this game and made this habitat, but I was doing research on what to talk about while you were watching the video. But it says here that Malayan tapirs are sometimes called Oreo tapirs because of their white and black coloring. And I think that's very interesting. I think we should name the Malayan tapirs in the park Oreo. By the way, leave some name suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think and what maybe I'll use some of them for our animals. But definitely one of them is definitely going to be named Oreo. So moving on to the habitat, I decided to just go with a pre-built shelter because the habitat's so small. I don't want to build something gigantic. But don't worry, not all habitats will have built-in shelters or pre-built shelters. So following the reference image, there was a island, not island, but more of a high point, and I'm going to put an enrichment tree at the top. Now, this habitat, I didn't know a lot about Malayan tapirs, which I probably should have before making this habitat, but I didn't know they were excellent swimmers, so I just added a small little pool, not knowing they love the water. So, from now on, we're going to research the animals to make sure they get the best life. And don't worry, this habitat probably will be renovated in the near future. Also decided to make a rock outer outline of the whole pool area because not all pools or water areas in this park will be natural. Some will have concrete. Some will be natural. Some will be like this, where it's rocks. It's there to enrich the feeling of this being a zoo instead of some sort of sanctuary. So, like, there's going to be some things that aren't very natural, like this habitat probably could be better and probably will be renovated in the future, but that's down the line. For now, our Malayan tapirs are fine in this habitat. They love it, so it will be renovated in the future, but for now, it's a good habitat. So then I decided to do some painting. I painted some rocks on the outsides of the hill, and I'm just adding some feeding stations and some enrichment items for our tapir. I had the scratching tree at the top of the mount hill thing. And then just going to add some more forestation around to make it feel more like home. Now I just really randomized it, really. Next, from now on, I'm going to actually pay attention to what I put in the enclosures. And again, this is only temporary. It probably will be renovated after we finish our first major area, which is Africa, which will start next episode with a African aardvark, which isn't really African aardvark. It's just an aardvark, but it is in Africa and it lives in Africa. So that was our first animal, but we're not on that. We're on Malayan tapirs. So we're gonna add the tapirs, put the signs up, and that's pretty much the whole habitat. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't worry, again, it will be renovated in the future, and one of these guys will be named Oreo. I haven't decided which one yet. As of this recording, I've recorded 2 or 3 more episodes after this, so I gotta keep up. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.